At this time, we're joined by the head coach for Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islander men's basketball team, Coach Willis Wilson, in his pregame interview, all part of our Islanders pregame show. The Islanders back at the American Bank Center tonight in Game 2 of the South Texas Showdown between your Islanders and the UTRGV Vaqueros. Now, the Vaqueros got us by 3 down there in the Valley in a very hotly contested game, a game where you guys really surged in the second half, but last shot just couldn't get it out cleanly, and didn't get it to fall on that final shot to push it to overtime.
Yeah, and that's something that we've worked on all preseason. We continue to work on. We're going to be in a lot of those last-second situations, so our execution's got to be a little bit better. But we're in a situation where we're a little underhanded in terms of personnel and out of timeouts. But nonetheless, we did get a look. The thing I was most proud of is the effort that our guys made to get back in the game. We had multiple double-digit deficits throughout. We seemed like we cut the lead and then it slipped, cut the lead, then it would slip. But ultimately, we came back and really made it a heck of a contest at the very end.
And I've said this about teams before, and a lot of times early on in the season, in situations like that, yes, you've given yourself a chance, but then it's also teaching yourself how to take advantage of those chances to win those games. And that is a bit of a learning process on top of everything else.
It is. Every possession matters. College basketball is such a fickle game.
Yep.
One or two plays, whether it's a missed shot, whether it's a turnover, maybe even a call by the official, may turn the momentum in the game. And it's definitely a game of momentum. And so we have to learn how to really seize the opportunities. I thought in that game down in the Valley, we had a lot of really good looks in that first half. Just some shots that under normal circumstances we'd be making. But the ball didn't fall for us. Fortunately for us, our fortunes turned in that second half, and we made a nice run to close out the game.
Oh, without a doubt. Now, UTRGV was our last opponent we faced. We're going to face them again. It wasn't scheduled that way, but in this year's college basketball season, we're seeing a lot of this. Unfortunately, we did have a cancellation in between.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of that as the season goes by. Unfortunately or fortunately, you just don't know who it is. When I say fortunately, that's the case for multiple teams. So you just have to be able to adjust. We've talked about that a lot here on this segment and other times throughout the early going of the season. It's just a situation where you have to adjust. It's got to be your mindset on a daily basis.
Well, like I said, you're playing them back to back. They've actually had 2 games since then, taking on Our Lady of the Lake and then traveling to College Station to take on Texas A&M. Have you seen anything different, or are you seeing any type of growth from them in those last 2 games since we played them?
Yeah, they've added a set or two. The big issue there, I think, is their personnel has been a little bit different. One game Ray plays and then he doesn't play. One game Levi plays and then he doesn't game. They've added another guy, a transfer from Western Kentucky, Nelson. So a new guy that's kind of in the mix. So it's really more about personnel than it is anything else.
There are definitely challenges. Like I said, this is a unique scenario to play someone back-to-back ultimately. And at the same time, we have not been distracted, with other games. This is the last thing on our mind. You always, of course, try to tell them, put it behind you, move forward to the next, but it happens to be the same opponent. So how are you working with the mindset of the athletes? Well,
we just take it a day at a time and do our preparation. Breaking down film, having conversations with the team, looking at some situations in practice. We know that we've been good defensively. We know that we've had a lot of really good open looks. But we're not going to deviate from what we do very much. We may make some slight adjustments, but at the end of the day, we are who we are. Tonight's going to be about us getting paint touches. When we get paint touches, we get good looks. When we get good looks, things flow. The one thing that I do want to emphasize for our club tonight is when the defense is good, the offense takes care of itself. So we've got to have a good defensive effort.
Well, some of the things that we've seen this year that I think are coming, some of the standout little moments, seeing the evolution and the growth of Perry Francois in the middle, and that's very vital and important. And when he's going, we're better. And also I look at that as a positive, but sometimes maybe the negative would be getting ourselves in some foul trouble, unnecessary foul trouble, and that limits our personnel considering the depth is a little shallow at the moment.
Well, especially on that front line, and it really is a double-edged type of sword because not only do we not have depth on that front line when we get in foul trouble, we're forced to play small, and then we run the risk of getting some of those key guys in foul trouble again. So it really changes a lot of the rotations. Hopefully, tonight will be a night where that won't be the case.
Well, a rivalry game is a rivalry game, and this is definitely one for us. The Islanders and UTRGV, the Vaqueros, coming to the American Bank Center, 7 o'clock start time. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Coach, want to wish you the best of luck. Let's take them down tonight.
Thank you, Stephen.
Islander basketball on the Islanders Digital Network, powered by AP Texas. This is a South Texas Showdown presented by Navy Army Community Credit Union. Stay with us.